Adventure number 7 starts here at the Roy H. Park Preserve. This is a very nice location that I've been to once before. We are about 6 miles east of Ithaca, and our mission is twofold today. We're hoping to find some nice birds during this migration period for the birds. And 6 Mile Creek runs through this preserve, and there's a waterfall back there. The first time I was here, I had a hard time maneuvering my way down to the creek and the falls, so we'll see if we're any more successful today. This is my favorite sign of all time that I've ever seen at any park or preserve or nature reserve for animals, and it is really here to protect the animals and the wildlife, not only the animals, but of course the plants as well. It's the blue trail that will take us back to the creek and the waterfall. It's not a very long trail, but we will be stopping and waiting and hoping to find birds along the way. A couple of days ago, I was reading an article online about how to see more birds, and they had a whole series of different things you could do. Some of them probably pretty obvious. Pay attention, stop, listen, look, check the edges of your area, check the detailed parts of your area. But one tip that I'm going to be using more often now is they say that a standing person is very imposing to a tiny little bird, so should be sitting. So I have my little collapsible stool with me here today, and I'm going to be doing more sitting and being patient and waiting for those birds to arrive and hopefully get some great photographs. So we just had a nice little sit there for, 20 or 30 minutes, and some nice birds came through. We'll see if any of the pictures came out. The topic of today's video is outdoors, space, person. Now, I'm not using person just because I want to be gender neutral. I want to differentiate between outdoorsmen and outdoorswoman, which are single words. And you might wonder why the space is in there. When I think of outdoorsmen and outdoorswomen, I think mostly of hunting, living off the land, eating roots and berries, and trying to live in an off-grid cabin for the rest of their lives. And that is not me. I am an outdoors space person. I like the outdoors. I love being outdoors, whether it's sitting on the deck at my house, being out in nature looking for birds and wildlife or landscape photographs. I do really like it. I like nature, but I don't like to touch it. So I tried a second location of just sitting and patiently waiting for birds. None really came into view. The Merlin app, which is another great way of helping you identify birds by sound or by picture. I mostly use the sound identification, but that's a great way to identify birds. It was picking up a number of different species. Unfortunately, none of those birds ever came within sight of my lens. Heading into the forest now. Maybe we'll find some forest birds, but eventually we'll come to 6 Mile Creek and the waterfall, and we'll try to scramble our way down. Those bird experts sure seem to know what they're talking about. As I was heading into the woods, I came to a clearing and I decided to stop there. Well, at our previous location, when Merlin was picking up birds, it picked up the eastern towhee. And it said that bird likes to be in clearings, likes to be on the edges of some scrub, and you might find the bird there. So I decided to stop at this little clearing. There was a little bit of scrub off to the side, some bushes, and what do you know? After just a few minutes, a towhee came and landed in the tree. There should be a really good shot of that towhee coming up. Yes, nature can be gooey and messy and slimy, but that's not what I'm talking about when I say I don't want to touch nature. When I say I don't want to touch nature, I'm thinking of the old adage, leave nothing but footprints, take nothing but photographs. And photographs is certainly one of the things I'm most after, but anytime you have a nice day out in nature, out in the woods, is a great day. Now, if I can do all that without getting messy and slimy, all the better. We're back near the end of the Blue Trail now. You may be able to hear 6 Mile Creek, but there's also a little lean-to shelter back here. Seems like it would mostly be used for classes or presentations that a nature expert would be giving. More of a stage than anything. I'm upstream of the falls right now. This is easy to get to. There's just a path down a not very steep hill. Here, two creeks seem to come together. I don't know if they have different names or if they're all just part of 6 Mile Creek. But it's a beautiful little spot. There's some wonderful light coming through the trees. I snapped a few pictures with the phone, which I'll show you. So I've explored this area here above the waterfall, taken a few shots with the phone and with the camera. Hopefully we got something nice. The nice mist that was here is starting to fade as it gets warmer and the sun comes up a little higher. Now we'll see if we can find a way to get down to the waterfall. From my last visit here, I know it is not an easy thing. It may not be possible. Things are very wet and very slippery from last night's rain, as well as the morning dew and fog. Let's see what we can do. Six Mile Creek and the falls. We'll see if we can make our way down there. Well, I've made it this far down. Not too bad. Enough trees and roots and whatnot to hold on to. I see a spot that I'd really like to get to. Right there. I think I can make it. A little bit of scrambling will be involved, but I think that'll be a good angle. It's not going to be possible to make it all the way down to the creek bed. Now that little point that's kind of dark right in the center of the frame, that's what I made it down to. It may not look like much, but it was about 30 feet of scrambling and climbing. Coming up was actually a bit easier than going down. Got some pretty nice angles of the falls. Hopefully we got some nice shots as well. It was worth it. Got a little messy out here in nature, but I think it will have been worth it. Well, our little stage or lean-to is also a nice place to have a little rest. Just got done scrambling up out of the gorge there, away from the creek. As I said, there was no way to get all the way down to the creek bed. That would have needed some ropes and rappelling and who knows. Skills I do not have. But I think I got to a place to get some good shots. So we're going to rest a little bit here. We came in on the blue trail. I'm going to make my way back out on the orange trail. I've got a trail map on my phone, which I'll be taking a look at here. And see what we can find out there on the orange trail. Be content, stay curious, enjoy the moment.